y'all. I am Michele Mazelleغ. I am an African American speaking directly about some African Americans who love to share on social media double standards, misinformation, myths about the continent of Africa or people from the continent of Africa. Now, I'm not here to shame anyone. I'm here to challenge those narratives in order for us to continue to bridge the gap between African Americans and people from the continent of Africa. Someone has to do it. That person is me, Michele Mazelleغ. So welcome to my channel. It has been a while since I posted a video. I've had a lot of stuff going on. I had knee surgery in April. My son graduated. I've been traveling around, and so I have not had time to really post a video or record a video to even post. I was able to record 2 shorts for you all just to let you know that I am still around, but recording a video, editing it, posting it, just didn't have time for it. But I'm glad that I am back. I've missed you guys so much, missed sharing content with you all as well. So I'm glad to be back with you all. So with that being said, I'm going to share with you all this video clip, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. So let's get into it.
Essence Fest is whack and washed now because it's run by a bunch of Africans. There is no Black American culture that is reflected in Essence Fest anymore. Essence's CEO is an African. The chief, I don't know, one of their chief top level executives and officers is an African. The person that owns Essence Ventures is an African. So what used to be a celebration of Black American culture, the culture that is ours, the culture that we built from the ground up, the culture that Black Americans influenced the world through, has now been co-opted by some African diaspora, Pan-African, whatever, and a lot of Black people are just not feeling it. Now, I went to Essence Fest for the first time a couple of years ago. I think it was like Nicki Minaj, New Edition, and Janet Jackson were the headliners. It was absolutely incredible. It was a celebration of Black Americanness. There were Black people in and up and through it. It was a pure celebration of Black American culture and Black American heritage. But now that it's been co-opted by a bunch of Africans, it seems that nobody cares because they don't set culture for this world. We do. And until Essence Fest gets back to the Black Americans who created it and founded it and lead the culture, it will continue to fail with those Africans in charge.
My people, my people, my people. All right, so before I get into the video, let me give y'all a backstory of what's going on. All right, so this is all about the Essence Music Festival that happened in early July. A lot of debate, a lot of discussion going on about this year's Essence Music Festival that takes place in New Orleans. Now, if you don't know what the Essence Music Festival is, it is a celebration that first started to commemorate the 25th anniversary of Essence Magazine. Essence Magazine is a well-known magazine that caters to an African American audience, particularly to African American women. So to celebrate the 25th anniversary of that magazine, they decided to create the Essence Music Festival. It started and still going on in New Orleans. And because it was such a big hit, they have been doing that every single year. All right, so what is the problem this year? So this year, there has been a lot of criticism over the Essence Music Festival. Just a lot of things just didn't go right. And people are talking about it. And what they're saying is the reason why these things are happening, why it was not a success, why they think it was a failure, is because of these 2 people right here. You have the owner of Essence Ventures, which of course would be in charge of the Essence Music Festival because that will fall up underneath that same brand. And this lady here, who is the CEO of Essence. Now, the man is from Liberia, the woman is from Kenya, and so people are blaming them for the reason why the Essence Music Festival is a failure. And they're not blaming them because they just maybe didn't do a good job, maybe didn't hire the right people or whatever. They're blaming them because they're from the continent of Africa. And so they're saying because they're from the continent of Africa, that's the reason why everything went to shambles. And so that has been the debate all over social media. And of course, we all know what that's going to create: diaspora. As African Americans, we know how it feels to go into a workplace where we are in charge of something and we have people literally looking at us ready for us to make a mistake. We know that all of our I's have to be dotted. We know all of our T's have to be crossed, because you know that if it's not, they're going to act like, well, this wouldn't have happened if y'all hadn't put this black person in place. We wouldn't be having these issues if you had not put a black person in place. We know how that feels. We know how it feels that you can't make a mistake in some spaces in the United States, especially when you're the only one representing the people. So since we know how that feels, to sit there and say that the Essence Music Festival didn't do well because these people were from the continent of Africa, you're basically doing the same thing that the majority in the United States does to us. And I don't understand why some of you all think that is okay. You can have pride in being black. You can have pride of being an African American or Black American. You can have pride in black culture without being prejudiced against another group of people. We all know how it feels to have history erased, to have things replaced, to have our culture taken over. But the reality is, the people from the continent of Africa are not doing that. Contrary to what social media would have you to believe, contrary to what this man would have you to believe, there's a lot of black people around the world, and I'm talking about in general, who want to see a unification globally. It's not enough to have rights in the United States of America if you can't travel outside the United States of America and still receive respect. You want to be able to go to Asia, the continent of Asia, and get respect. You want to be able to go to the continent of Europe and get respect. You want to be able to get respect simply because you're black. I think people need to remember that Essence Magazine doesn't just focus on women from the United States of America, black women from the United States of America. When you read the magazine, they have featured black women from around the world. They have featured black women from Nigeria. They have featured women from the Caribbean. They have featured travels to the continent of Africa. So a lot of their articles, some of their covers are not just black women from the United States. They're black women that are doing something well globally. It doesn't matter where they're from. They're going to be featured. If they feel like they're going to feature them, they're going to feature them. And that's what the Essence Music Festival did, that they included black people from around the world. Hey, come on over here, share your talents, perform, show us what you have, share this stage with us, share this festival with us, because at the end of the day, we need to be unified. Now, what needs to happen, there needs to be more conversation as far as how there needs to be more of a balance so that one group doesn't feel left out. What needs to be done to get the logistics in order, making sure that everything runs smoothly. Those are the conversations that need to have so that everybody can have a shared space, because contrary to what some of y'all want to believe, Pan-Africanism isn't dead. It isn't going anywhere. There is a lot of black people globally who are pushing the Pan-Africanism idea, and it's not going away. So if you don't want to get on the train, you don't have to get on the train, but it's here to stay. I wish that people would actually understand the importance of, number one, seeing the similarities between the struggles of black people globally. Definitely don't start a diaspora war over an Essence Music Festival simply because things just didn't go right. Things that can always be changed, things that can always be looked at, because at the end of the day, this man and this woman, as they had said in the articles, they heard you. They heard what was said. They heard the criticism, and they're going to come back to the table and they're going to make the changes. And you know why that's a good thing? Because they know who the music festival is for. They're going to listen and they're going to make the changes. Can you say the same thing about your congressman? Can you say the same thing about the people in the United States who are making laws? Are they listening? Are they going to make changes? That's the people you need to be really criticizing. That's who you need to be criticizing. Put your energy where it should be. The Essence Music Festival ain't it. All right, you all, I am Michele Mazelleغ. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.